Hannah Hamilton's Horrid Hullabaloo by Mary Annie Husler. This series is dedicated to all the wonderful Hewitt girls I was privileged to teach, with a special thanks to Savannah Rosen for her invaluable help. Chapter 19, Confession. Hannah leaned over Summer, and she might have been leaning too close because Summer leaped up. She went over to the air conditioner. While she was busy pushing buttons, Hannah got busy typing. I know what you did, and until you confess, I will haunt you. Summer grabbed a white sweatshirt from her bureau drawer, not even bothering to close it all the way. She plopped down in front of the computer, read the message, looking only slightly puzzled. Shrugging, she X'd out a page and slammed down the lid. She walked over to the bed and reached for the bowl of M&Ms, which was on her night table. But before she could grab a handful, Hannah slid the bowl across the table. It crashed on her pink wall-to-wall carpeting. Because the rug was so thick and plush, the only sound heard was a soft thud. So Hannah decided to try her luck in the bathroom, which was lined in white marble. She couldn't help but gaze at the sunken tub, the separate shower stall, the two sinks, as though a spoiled teenager needed two sinks. But there were enough jars and cosmetics to make this fun for Hannah. She pushed aside the jars, the lipsticks, the blushes, the lit mirror. As they tumbled to the hard floor, a thunderous noise erupted, as well as a horrid mess. The pink powder blush broke into pieces, the lip gloss split in half, creating a gooey substance on the floor. The perfume bottle cracked open, and the room smelled sweet and musky and suffocating. Summer began to sob. What's going on? Summer's mother stood on the threshold. Behind her, a woman dressed in a maid's uniform had her mouth open in fear, her brown eyes bright and wide. Hannah decided one more manifestation was in order. The blow dryer at the end of the counter, except it was plugged in and it would only move so far, but far enough that all the hairsprays and the gels and the mousses flew across the room towards Summer's mother, who shrieked. Are we having an earthquake, madam? The maid asked politely. It's not an earthquake, Summer wailed. It's a ghost. Summer, please, don't tell me you need to go back to that therapist. Hannah had never done what she was about to do now, but it was time. She went behind Summer and rubbed her back, up and down, up and down. Summer became hysterical, and as she tried to break free, she appeared to be dancing. Summer, her mother bellowed. I did it, Summer screamed. I did it all. What'd you do? Summer's mother and the maid asked in unison. I found your diamond ring in the library, and I put it in Beatrice's locker. Summer's mother turned towards the maid. You can go now, Rosalind. Are you sure you won't need me? I said you can go now. Hannah stepped back, content to be watching. I'm sorry, Mommy. Summer's voice trembled under the weight of her crocodile tears. It's just that Beatrice has been so mean to me. I wanted her out of the school. Hannah could read the muddled thoughts which were flashing through Sumner's mother's mind. On one hand, she felt sorry for her daughter, but on the other hand, she didn't quite believe her. What you did was horrible. That girl got expelled. She lost her scholarship. There's never a reason for that. She was a bully. Well, I don't think we can do much about it now. If the school learns what you've done, you'll be the one who's expelled, and how can we face our friends? Beatrice will manage somehow. Those kind of people always land on their feet. Hannah had not planned on this happening, not at all. I'll have Rosalind clean this up as soon as she's finished serving dinner. In the meantime, wash up in our guest bathroom. So that was it. Overdone. Hannah had fought with every weapon in her supernatural arsenal, and she had failed. She could try and scare Summer's mother, but somehow Hannah knew that wouldn't work nearly as well. And then she heard Rosalind's voice downstairs. Hannah didn't have to be there to hear the conversation. Rosalind was hidden in the corner of the kitchen, whispering on the cell phone. And Hannah didn't have to know whom she was talking to. Another maid. I'll probably lose my job for telling you this, but that's all right. I am so sick and tired of waiting hand and foot on that spoiled brat. And her mother is no better. Imagine that, framing a poor girl for a crime, and her mother covering it up. Someone has to speak out, and I guess it'll be me. So it was out now. Summer was finished. Hannah felt a burst of pride and a flash of relief, but she knew that her biggest fight was yet to come. And it did come. She was in the teacher's lounge, a place she didn't mind hanging out, especially when everyone had gone home. It was quiet, neat, and comfortable. And even when a few teachers stayed late to grade papers or work on their computers, there was little chance that they would see her, unlike the little girls. Hannah was actually reading a short story which had been left on the table. The setting was the Civil War, a subject which had never interested her while she was alive. But now that she was dead, she was curious and wondered if she could actually meet with some old ghostly Confederate soldiers. Hannah felt the presence before she saw it. A deafening crash, and suddenly he was there, that horrid man. He stood for a few minutes staring at her, but this time Hannah stared back. "What do you want?" she asked boldly. "Marla's going to get you, Marla's going to get you, Marla's going to get you," he repeated in a sing-song voice. "Well, then let her come ahead and get me," Hannah challenged him. She tried once, and she wasn't successful. "You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide." And then he was gone, vanished, leaving the lingering odor of rotting fish behind. "What happened?" Andrew was beside her suddenly. "What's that horrible smell?" "It was Mr. Kitchmaster," Grace floated in. "You must be scared silly waiting for Marla." "Maybe you should return to St. Hedwig's," Andrew suggested. It wasn't a bad idea. For some reason, Hannah felt safe there, but because Andrew said it, Hannah was immediately suspicious. "You know, you can get support," he added. "I don't know about that," Grace said. "These people have been dead for a long time. What sort of support can they give you? Plus, Mr. Kitchenmaster hangs out there." "We'll go with you," Andrew offered. "I'd rather that you didn't," Hannah said. "Maybe we can help," Grace said. Hannah looked into Grace's dead eyes, and suddenly she knew.